welcome back to my channel, and I've got a story for you. I was on my feed yesterday or last night while I was sitting in bed, and I saw that bail had been denied to two different individuals that were involved in a case, and I hadn't heard about the case, and it sounded very compelling. I saw a video of the parents, and they were having a Skype bail hearing, and the mom and dad were obviously very sad. They had lost their daughter, and what they were saying about the case, I was just like, what? They used to be friends? Wait, they were roommates? So I just didn't know how it went from good friends and roommates to now this individual, she's been murdered. And so I'm going to tell you the story just in case you haven't heard about the story. The story is about Alexis Crawford, Jordan Jones, and Baron Brentley. If you haven't heard about this, Alexis is the victim. She was roommates with Jordan Jones. They were friends. Now, Baron, I believe, is the boyfriend of Jordan, but doesn't sound like a nice guy. Neither does she, quite honestly. They were roommates. They were good friends. October 26th, they went out, all three of them went out drinking. They came home and they were still drinking. Jordan was not feeling good. She needed to go, lay down for an hour or so. So she went and laid down and left Alexis and her boyfriend Baron in the living room. When she woke up about an hour later, she went looking for them. They were not in the living room. She checked the bedroom. They were not in the bedroom. She went to the bathroom and she knocked on the door because she knew that they were in there because the door was locked. And so obviously she's like, what happened? What's going on? Why are you guys locked in the bathroom? He comes out, and immediately Baron comes out and says, I didn't touch her. I didn't rape her. And grabs Jordan's keys and takes off and basically leaves with her car. So she takes off after him. She calls the cops because he's now stolen her car. She comes back in and she finds Alexis in the closet, and she's out. Jordan then calls a friend of her older sister's. Her name's Brittany, and she's kind of like a mentor. And Brittany comes over and starts talking to them, or to Alexis, and she's like, I think there was kissing that was I didn't want, and she's basically saying she feels like she might have been assaulted, but she was blacked out, so she doesn't really know. But she feels like there was some stuff that went down that she didn't consent to, like she was unconscious for. Couldn't have said yes. With that being said, Brittany then calls the cops again. So there's 2 visits that night from the cops, and there's EMTs, there's fire, there's police. They take their statements. The next morning, Alexis goes in and has a rape kit done. Now, apparently, what Jordan did, which is sketchy as for a friend, she snuck her boyfriend back into the house, and he was in her room for days, just hiding out in her room. Alexis is home. She's alone in the apartment with this guy, and she has no idea he's even there. So that is crazy to me. Then the 30th of October, so a few days later, he's been in the room for a while. They get into an argument on the 30th, Alexis and Jordan, and all of a sudden, and we think that that argument had to do with the boyfriend and charges and that sort of thing. It's a little unclear to me what that argument was for, but they were in an altercation and a fight, and Baron comes out of the bedroom that Alexis doesn't know he's in there. He comes out and starts to chokes Alexis. So here's where the stories differ between between Jordan and Baron. Jordan is saying he came out and killed her. He is saying he came out and choked her, and as he was choking her, Jordan put a plastic bag over her friend Alexis' face, her head. She suffocated. They then put her body in a plastic bin, and they clean up in the house or in the apartment, and then they drive. I believe Barron is driving, and they take her to Exchange Park, which by the local news media, they're saying it is a huge park. They take her to the spot at Exchange Park where there's a hill, and they put the bin like kind of on the hill, because after they leave, or at some point, the bin falls, and it opens, and her body falls out of the bin. This is what, like, is sickening. And I don't think that, I'm glad that they didn't get bond, because this shows me the level of psychotic crazy they are. Is they went home, and they got home around, I want to say they said it was around 4 o'clock in the morning, almost 4, and they come home. They're obviously exhausted. They've been up all night. This is on the morning of the 31st, so Halloween. They go to sleep. They get up in that afternoon, and they go to a Halloween party like nothing happened. They have security footage of them driving away in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning. So when the cops first came, it was just a missing persons. They didn't know anything bad was happening. Alexis is like the type that would talk to her family every day, so they knew something was wrong. They went looking. They just sent the police out there to say, okay, we need someone to check because this isn't like her. So they come out, and they're just trying to figure out what's going on. They talked to neighbors. Everybody said it's normal. They didn't see anything. They haven't heard anything. And then they talked to the roommate, who said, she didn't know. And they asked her where she's been on certain nights. And then this is where she gets caught up in lies. And she's like sticking to her lies. But they had security footage that showed her leaving. Now, the angle of it doesn't show what they're doing when they're loading, but it shows that they moved the car around, and that they're loading something on the side of this apartment, because they live on the 3rd level. 3 o'clock in the morning, they probably pulled up close to the door, so they didn't have to walk across the parking lot with this bin. With her body in it. And but you don't see that, but you see that they're up moving, and then you see them drive around to leave. So the way she got caught up is because she said, no, I was asleep. I didn't go anywhere that night. And that's where they got her. Like, they have to show her the footage. And then it turns into this whole thing. I am glad that they didn't get it. Now, I have to say that they're innocent until proven guilty, but the fact that neither one of them are denying that the killing happened, so I just find it really sketchy on Jordan's part that she saw the state of her friend, and her boyfriend took advantage of that, and then to sneak him in the house or the apartment, whatever, knowing what he did to her, and he's in there and you're keeping him hidden for days. That tells me that she's capable of evil things, because who does that? Like, a real friend doesn't do that. And then the fact that she's arguing with her for whatever, like, your friend's been through enough. On the 30th, that's one thing that I did forget to say, that one part that they do have footage from a liquor store where Jordan and Alexis did go to get liquor on the 30th before their fight, but then when they got back, a fight ensued, or an argument of some sort. An altercation happened. And that's when Barron comes out. I looked at the footage for both of the bail hearings. I'm glad it was denied for both of them, because I do feel like they're a flight risk, and I feel for the parents. And the mom on there was just basically saying, you know, Jordan used to be a friend, and Alexis trusted her, and she chose the dude, she chose the side of evil, and you know, now you gotta wait your day in court. And I have to say, you know, that it's innocent until proven guilty, but for me, from the looks of it, I don't know. Nobody's denied. The only thing that I see is actually being denied is, that I found, is that Jordan's saying she didn't put a plastic bag over her head. Although when they found her, they did find a plastic bag on her. So, I don't know. I don't know that he could, even if he was doing that, why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you help your friend? He stopped choking her to go get a bag to put over her head? I don't think so. It doesn't make sense to me. So let me know what you think about these guys, or this story. I find it appalling that a friend would do this, and that they would ever have been considered a friend. I think that I'm glad that they're waiting for their day in court behind bars, and they're not able to get out, because I don't think these two foolish people thinking things through too logically, and I think they would run and try to get away. You know, they try to play it out in court. Jordan's attorneys try to play it out like, you know, this is her first offense. She's done nothing, although she was on probation. I believe it was a DUI or something like that. So she was on probation. It's not like, it sounds like she's got some alcohol issues. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't judge people like that. If you can learn something from this video, take a personal assessment of friends that would not back you up. Like, I don't know. I just don't know that a fight would have come out of nowhere. I think there probably was tension. I mean, maybe it would have. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I pray you never find a friend like Jordan, because who needs enemies with friends like her? Like, really, truly. I feel bad for the parents of all these kids. You know, one loss, they're all going to lose kids in this. And it's so sad that that's the case. And, you know, but I'll keep you updated if I hear anything when this goes to trial. It might take a while before it goes to trial, but I'll keep a Google alert on it. But I will leave the links of the sources that I found below in the description. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think. I know I said that, but down in the comments, let me know.